Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego here in Bogota, Colombia, without the beautiful Karina. Karina's not here, guys. And let me get this camera figured out. Karina went to the light show in central Bogota. It's called the Light Show. So that I'm here in Bogota. I'm here in the apartment, and she's out with her friends checking out the light show. I really didn't feel like going to a light show with 50 billion people and 20 billion parking spots. So I'm in the house and I said, okay, I'll do a live stream. I'll do a live stream and answer questions on K1 visas for you guys. So Kinza Zane is here. Kinza, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. And Karina's at the light show in central Bogota. I'm at home in the apartment, and let's go with some questions. Throw some questions at me. What? I'm not an immigration attorney. I'm not. I don't work for the NVC. I don't work for USIS. But I've been through the K1 visa process successfully twice, and a spousal visa, so I can write the book on K1 visas. I could write the book. And we got the Interpol police certificate a couple of days ago. We sent that off to the embassy in Bogota, right down the street, and we're just waiting on them to process Karina's visa. Kinza Zane is great. We're good. That's good to hear, Kinza Zane. We're glad. I got pineapples here. We went shopping yesterday and stocked up on fruit. Bryant Gonzalez, my friend Diego, my friend Bryant. And Kinza Zane, how are you, Mr. Diego? I'm good. I got some Coca-Cola, okay? There's no Mountain Dew. There's no Mountain Dew in Colombia. Karina and I, and Karina has got 5 brothers in Colombia. And they all went to different stores looking for Mountain Dew. And they couldn't find it. And I went with Karina to the rest, and we couldn't find it. But I got a refrigerator full of Mountain Dew in Florida, and Karina's going to probably get her first taste of Mountain Dew in January. Let me see. Austin Smith. Hello, Diego. After your NOA 2, what happens next? Okay, Austin, congratulations on your NOA 2 letter. The NOA 2 letter is your visa approval by USCIS at the service center. And if you look at the front of your NOA 2 letter, go to your beneficiary's name, go down, and you will find her new alien number. Then go down, it's going to say it's valid for 4 months. After 60 days, if you haven't got a welcome letter from the National Visa Center, send an inquiry to the National Visa Center and say, hey guys, what's going on? It's Austin, I'm checking in. Okay, they will then respond back to you automatically. That automatic email will then extend your NOA 2 letter indefinitely until your visa interview. So it's very important. So once you get your NOA 2 letter, wait for about 2 months, then send an inquiry. And that will extend your NOA 2 letter indefinitely. And then you wait for the embassy to contact you, and then the ready status, and then the transit. So it takes about 2 or 3 months to get to that point. Then after that, you're gonna get a ready status from the embassy. You're gonna wait for the packet 3, packet 4 email. Then you can schedule your visa interview and pay the visa fee. Don't forget the biometrics. Austin, you hang out with us on this channel. We will guide you through the process, okay? But right now, you got to wait. Jody Fairfield, hi Diego, how are you both? I'm good, Jody. And Karina, she went to check out the Christmas lights in central Bogota. I said, I'm not going to go and hang out in central Bogota with 50 million people with 40 million parking spots. So I'm here doing a live stream. Hitchum, Ajurid, hi Diego, you said if someone is on SSI, they are disqualified from K1 visa. No, I didn't say that. If they get someone to sponsor them, I Hitchum. I said if somebody is on SSI, they are disqualified from the K1 visa. But if they get a joint sponsor, they can use a joint sponsor. That's what I said. Kinza Zane, you should have got some Mountain Dew with you. Yeah, Kinza Zane, when I fly to Colombia, I only use carry-on. I don't check luggage. Okay, it costs $50 to check a bag. So I just carry all my stuff in my maleta on my carry-on. You're not allowed to bring liquids on your carry-on. You can check it, but you can't carry it on the plane. So there we go. I couldn't bring Mountain Dew because they wouldn't let me bring it on the plane. They would let me check it, but they wouldn't let me carry it. Marvel Campbell, hi Diego, congrats on receiving the Interpol. Yeah, it took 3 weeks. It took 3 weeks to get the Interpol letter. I didn't even know we needed it. I mean, who would figure that you got a police certificate from Colombia that said that Karina is good, no criminal record. She used her passport number, and it said foreigner, extranjería. I think that's how you say it. But no, the embassy said, no, we want another letter. We want an Interpol letter. Okay, no big deal. We got it. It took 3 weeks. Now we're just waiting on the embassy to process her visa so we can get out of here. Pallavi Sharma. Hi, Diego. Congrats on, let me see. Pallavi Sharma. Hi, Diego. I received my NOA2 on 27 November. Okay. I want to know, what should I expect my welcome letter? In about 2 months or 3 months. Lots of love from India. Pallavi, we love our friends in beautiful India. Now, remember, your K1 visa interview is going to be at the consulate in Mumbai. Okay? Mumbai, not the embassy. The embassy in India is in New Delhi, which is north, right up here. Mumbai is down here on the coast, in the coast. That's where you have your K1 visa interview, okay? And we love you guys in India. I love Indian curry, by the way. Indian curry is delicioso. Let me see. Kamir one. Hey, Diego, how are you? I'm good. Brian Gonzalez, NOA 1 on 5/9/2022, NOA 2 July 13th. Still waiting on K2, K3 package at the Mexican consulate, and they said on a wait list. Yeah, Bryant, Mexico, there's two. There's Mexico City, and there's Ciudad Juarez, which is on the California border. Mexico's busy, guys. They're busy. They didn't forget about you. You'll get your visa. You know, you qualify, you get your visa, but you just got to wait your turn. Francois Livingston, good evening, Diego. What's up, Francois? I don't know what to ask. Come on, because the live chats are full of great info. Well, just hang out. Francois, you don't have to ask questions. Just hang out. It's been 5 months now. Hip, hip, hooray. 5 months. It passed pretty quick, didn't it? Did that time pass quickly, right? It did. You're going to get your visa soon. Hang in there. Kinza Zane, are you still waiting on Interpol? No, 2 days ago, let me see. On the 12th, 3 days ago, I think it was, we got the Interpol letter. Karina was checking her email, and she checked her email like about 8 p.m. on the 12th of December 2023, and there was the email from Interpol. And I said, okay, send it to my email, Karina. She sent it to my email. I downloaded the email to my phone, and then I uploaded it to the embassy in Bogota and said, here you go, guys. This is what you wanted. And let's see. Hannah 101. Hello, how are you both doing? We're good, Hannah. My fiance got his passport and the seal envelope in the mail. The envelope that wasn't sealed was the medical. Oh, okay. Then you're good. Your beneficiary is in Italy, right? In Italy. So you're good. Marvel Campbell, Diego, do they count the household number for sponsor? Yes. Example, do they have to meet the threshold for their household plus the beneficiary? How does it work? Marvel, there are 2 forms for immigration to qualify a family for the benefit for the K1 visa for financially. On the I-134, you have to be at 100% of the minimum federal income requirements. But I recommend you be at 150%. That's just my opinion. Number 2, the household size is determined when you fill out the I-134. This is for the embassy interview. You're the sponsor, and you're bringing a beneficiary to the United States. That's 2 people. If your beneficiary has a child, that's 3 people. If she has 2 kids, that's 4 people. So so if it's only 2 people, You look up the minimum income requirements for two people on the family size, and that goes on the I-134. The affidavit of support is the I-864, and you fill that out, okay, when you apply for the green card. Got it? Marvel, do you understand, Marvel? Tell me you understand what I just said. The family size is how many people are in the family. Sponsor, beneficiary is 2, child is 3, 2 kids is 4. Immigration look at the I-134, they see the family size, they look at the amount of money you got to make and be above that threshold. Jody Fairfield, excellent. Won't be long now, so excited for you too. Jody, we're glad too. You know, it's been almost 2 years. But you know, when Karina's sitting with me, she's usually she's sitting right here. Where's my hand? Right there. She's right here. She's calm as a cucumber. She just hangs out, waits her turn. Jody, sending love from Midwest. Okay, Jody, we send you guys love from Bogota, Colombia, and from Santa Rosa County, Florida, near Pensacola. TTD, hi Diego. My fiance just got the visa approved. Wow, we knew that was going to happen at the embassy in Yaoundé, Cameroon. High five. So you gave the embassy folks in Cameroon something to do, you know, because there's not too many K1 visas that come out of Cameroon. So you gave them some work and you got it done. We're happy for you. It's good. GS, good afternoon, Diego. I'm so excited for you. Well, we're glad. We're excited for you. You will finally get your American road trip in an RV soon. Yeah, you got it. You got it. You know, I want to show Karina America. You know, America's a big place. The United States is a constitutional republic. Okay, it's a representative government, and it's a big place. It's huge. There's plenty to see. Karina's going to have a lot of looking around to do. Marvel, I understand. My question was more if I get another sponsor along with me. If you don't make enough money, Marvel, if your income's not quite there, which is no big deal, get a joint sponsor. Do it. Get one. And your joint sponsor has to fill out an I-134 financial declaration of support, and your joint sponsor will have to fill out an I-864 affidavit of support for the green card. But, you know, it's all right. Get you a joint sponsor and get it done. GS, after a lot of delay, we are submitting K1 visa package in May 2024. Okay, now, before you submit that K1 visa, okay, make sure that the I-129F is the current edition. So in May of 2024, tell your sponsor, he's in Arizona, right? Make sure he checks the edition date and the effective date of the I-129F. But I will be submitting a CX-01 waiver at CR1 in case they force the CV vax. Okay, in order to get a green card, whether you're a spousal or whether you're a fiancé visa, doesn't matter. The current president of the United States that sits in the White House, waving his magic wand, okay, he is the one that has directed that the State Department enforce COVID vaccinations for all green card applicants. You don't have to have it to have a COVID vaccination to fly to America, but you got to have it for the green card, okay? Now, if you want, you could wait until November or January of 2025, and we may have a new president, because this president is polling in the negatives. This new president may get rid of this COVID requirement, and then you don't have to worry about it. Pallavi Sharma, okay, and after how many months I should expect that I will come to America after receiving the welcome letter? Well, it's going to take about 3 months to get the welcome letter, then 2 to 3 months, and then it's going to take 3 to 5 months to get the appointment scheduled and all that at the embassy, or the consulate in Mumbai. GS, thank you, Diego. Yes, drill sergeant, soldier. I'm a retired Navy senior chief, okay? And sometimes I got my senior chief hat on and I get kind of like strong, but you know, that's me, okay? I'm here. I've helped a lot of people get their K1 visas. I've helped a couple of people get their spousal visas, but I had to get them to listen to me. Like Mosquito Guy, listen. He wants to send his beneficiary to the embassy interview in Manila, Philippines, without his divorce decree finalized. Okay, see what happens. Let me see. Marville. Okay, thank you. Do they combine my income with joint sponsors? No, they don't combine income. No, they do not. You cannot combine income. One person has to make enough money for the whole family. You can't commingle funds, okay? Or would they have to meet the 100% independently? They got to be at 125% for the green card. So if you get a joint sponsor, Marvell, make sure your joint sponsor makes about $3,000 or $4,000 above the minimum, okay? For the 125%. Sure, okay. So you meet 100%. You get to through the embassy interview. Then you get to America and you go to apply for the green card. You got to make more money. Your income's got to be above 125%. Make sure your joint sponsor makes at least $3,000 or $4,000 above the minimum, or else you won't get the green card. You get to America, but then you won't get the green card. Jody Fairfield, remember, we used to live in Navarre. I remember, and can't wait to come down for vacation and meet you both. Come on down. Also shelling on Opal Beach and dolphin watching with my morning coffee on Fort Walton Beach. Now, I love Fort Walton. In Fort Walton Beach, they got some great Thai restaurants. Excuse me. And on Fort Walton Beach, they got good seafood restaurants overlooking, like the Crab Shack. It overlooks Fort Walton Beach. So from Pensacola Beach to Navarre Beach to Fort Walton Beach to Panama City Beach, all the way down that strip, the Emerald Coast. It's beautiful. David Vasquez, my mom is in Bogota. Way to go. And she is from Venezuela, right, David? She successfully checked into the Airbnb Colombia pesos from Western Union. Good. Cell phone chip, old one didn't work. Get a new chip. Venezuela, I can't control the chips for cell phones in Venezuela. Karina's cell phone, I bought her a new phone for her birthday a couple of years ago in Bogota, but her cell phone from Venezuela worked just fine. She worked just fine, the chip and everything. So, if you got an old chip, get a new one. Doctor appointment, they will send it in 3 days. What do you mean send what in 3 days? The doctors don't send anything. You got to make the appointment. You got to make the appointment with the MVC welcome letter and the list of travelers. And then your mom goes to her medical. She has to go into the doctor's office. She doesn't, I don't know. So the appointment's in 3 days for the medical exam. That's what you mean to say, right? Yes, thank you, Diego. Soldiers are the best. Mine was infantry in the Gulf. I was not infantry in the Gulf. I was a petty officer in the Gulf War, in the Eastern Mediterranean Sea. Monte Bless, good evening, Diego. Can you do a video on how to adopt K2s after a wedding? Well, I'm not. This is K1 and K2 visa processing. It's not adoptions, okay? In order so you bring your K2 son or daughter to America, they're automatically your stepchild, financially responsible. But if you want them to take your name, you got to find you got to go through a legal adoption agency or go, I can't give you that kind of advice. Now, I'm not an immigration attorney, but I can give you immigration advice because I've been through it. I got experience. I've done it, been there, done it. And the law says I can give you advice, but the law says I've got to tell you I'm not an immigration attorney, okay? But I can't give you any advice on adopting kids. I can't do that. You got to go. That's when you need an attorney, okay? In the United States, and a family law would be the place to go. Go to a family law attorney. GS, we salute your service in the Navy. Well, thank you. I spent 20 years in the Navy. I got to travel the world for free. Actually, I got to travel the world and get paid to travel the world. And I've been to probably just about every continent except Australia. And I haven't been to Australia and I haven't been to the Philippines. Marvel, thanks, Diego. Ramon Gallardo, you're welcome, Marvel. Hello, Ramon. I got my NOA2 letter today. Woohoo! Good news. Now, when you read your NOA2 letter, it's going to say it expires in 4 months. In order to extend that NOA2 letter into indefinitely, in 2 months from now, you got to send an inquiry to the NVC and say, hey guys, I'm checking in. They will send you an email back, okay? That extends your NOA2 letter, okay? You got that. Don't forget to do that. GS, good night. It's 10 minutes till 10 in London. Sending hugs to all. GS, I remember I was on vacation in London and England. I went all over England. I went to London. I went all across southern England on vacation in July of 1996 when I was stationed in Sicily. I had to get a break. I had to get a break from Sicily. I went to England for a month. It rained every day, but I had a blast. I went to London. I went to Harrods. I rode the subway. I caught the train from London to Portsmouth. I went on a bus from Portsmouth to Brighton, to the Brighton Pavilion that Queen Victoria was designed, whatever. It was great. David and GS. I went and ate fish and chips at that restaurant called Danielle. It was fantastic. David Vasquez, I meant that my mom completed her doctor's appointment today. Okay. And they said that the documentation will be sent to the embassy in 3 days. Very good. That's perfect. But make sure your mom follows up with the hospital. I know where she went. Karina went to the same place. Make sure your mom follows up with the medical office, the secretary, to make sure they send it to the embassy. Okay? Ramon Gallardo, yuppie. Jody Fairfield, absolutely. Thank you for your service, Diego. My son is getting ready to re-enlist back in the Army. Very good. He's currently a specialist military police. That's very important. And I know no one likes them. They're not supposed to be liked. If you like the police, then they're not doing something right. They got to keep everybody in line, right? Keep everybody out of trouble. Discipline's the key. The key to success is discipline. All right? Don't be lazy. Don't be flojo. Be disciplined in the mind and the body, and you will be successful, no matter whether you're in the military or not. Miguel, got our interview date yesterday for January 18th. Miguel, I knew you was going to get it. Miguel. GS, yummy. Glad you enjoyed. Yeah, GS. I took Karina to Danielle restaurant. I had fish and chips. And she had some kind of, I don't know, barbecue steak. It was good. I gave her some of my fish and she gave me some of her steak. And she had a salad that was out of this world. Miguel, Diego, can I just go to the courthouse to get married to get the paperwork over with? Sure. Miguel, you can do that. Go to the courthouse, get married, make sure all your friends go and your relatives who are in your neighborhood go to the wedding so you get lots of pictures with lots of people. You can't have pictures with just you and your prometida. 2 pictures, you and her, at the courthouse won't cut it. You got to have a bunch of people with you. And if you can't get a bunch of people for pictures, get the whoever's working in the courthouse. Hey, come on, guys, gather around. Let's get pictures. You got to have a picture with more than 2 people in it for the green card application. Yeah, Miguel, you can do that. You can do that. Go ahead and get married in the courthouse. Get the paperwork. And when you adjust the status, what documents are you going to include when you adjust the status for your green card? Do you know how to adjust the status? Do you know how to do it? Let me know. You need Form I-865, which is the adjustment of status. You need Form I-864, which is the affidavit of support. You need Form I-693, which is the medical exam. You got to have your vaccination documents. Okay? You got to include the Form I-94 in your adjustment of status. That's the face-to-face meeting. with the Border Patrol. You got to have your beneficiary's K1 visa, have a copy of her K1 visa biographic page, her passport, copy of her passport biographic page, and all the evidence that you guys are in a relationship and married to each other at the same place. You know, if you send in a green card application and you don't include evidence that you guys are living together, that's going to be a big problem, and you're going to get investigated by immigration. Miguel, look forward to seeing your adjustment of status process with Karina. Yeah, well, next month, we're gonna get married next month, and in the month of January, I'm gonna put Karina on everything. I'm gonna get all this paperwork together, and then I'm gonna adjust the status the first week of February. Okay, that's the plan. So that way, I'm not gonna submit a half-butt green card application for her. It's not gonna be some little, lazy, minimal effort. I'm going to put together everything that she needs to get a green card in 3 or 4 months without another interview. Jacob Wisdom. Hey, Diego, how are you? Jacob, I'm good. I'm here in Bogota, Colombia, and Karina is in central Bogota at the light show. Okay, she went to the light show. Karina went to the Christmas light show. Now, on this channel, we say Merry Christmas. Okay, we say Merry Christmas on this channel, guys. We don't say Happy Holidays. Who is this guy Holiday? Anyway, we're not celebrating Mr. Holiday. We're celebrating, somebody else, right? All right. So we say Merry Christmas. And Karina is in Bogota Central. We're checking out the Christmas lights. I wasn't going to go. There's 11 million people live in Bogota, and about 10 million of them are going to be there at the light show. And there's only probably 8 million parking spots. So I'm here at the house. And I said, okay, Karina. She asked me, do you want to go see the lights? I said, I'll watch it online tonight on the news. So here we are. So to answer the question, where is Karina? She is in central Bogota. And on Monday, we're going to go pick up our wedding rings. We were in Bogota Central last week, and we were walking around the jewelry section. Bogota is broken up into different kind of sectors. You got emeralds, you got wedding rings, it's everything's basically compartmentalized. And we were walking around the area where they were selling wedding rings, and I saw these wedding rings, and I looked at those, and I said, man, those are fantastic. So I bought them. Karina was like, what the? She couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe it. I said, no, believe it. Those are the wedding rings. I love them. So I bought them. And we're going to pick them up Monday. We're getting them engraved, personalized with our names inside the ring. How they're going to do that, I don't have a clue. But they got some kind of technology, I guess, that they can just put our names in there. Jody Fairfield. Yes, my son is getting paperwork ready and everything for adjustment of status to file after the first of the year. Okay. Will be great to have you for this process also. You help us so much. Thank you so much, Jody Fairfield. We are here for you. This isn't my first rodeo. This is my second K1 approval. I got a spousal visa approved. I've been through this nightmare for 3 times, actually, over the last 8.5 years. So I got all this knowledge up in my head to give to you guys for free. So come on, hang out on the channel and we'll get you through it. Francois Livingston, Diego, do you recommend getting the Interpol police report from Morocco the same time we request the Abu Dhabi police report? Well, Karina is from Venezuela and she's been living in Colombia for 5.5 years. So we had no idea that the Colombian police report wasn't sufficient. If I had known it a month before the visa interview, I would have got her the Interpol certificate. So does your beneficiaries from Morocco living in Abu Dhabi? So I recommend, here's what I would do. Call the embassy in Abu Dhabi and ask them, do they need an Interpol police certificate for your fiance? Because he's from Morocco living in Abu Dhabi. Ask the embassy. That's what I would do. or just go ahead and get both police reports and bring them to the interview and see if the embassy asked for them. But in Colombia, the embassy here in Bogota, they wanted this Interpol police certificate. Remember, Venezuela is a communist country ran by a dictator, Maduro, who's just a nasty person. That's my opinion. Okay. And so the US government looks at people from Venezuela kind of like, have you ever been a member of the Communist Party? Have you ever been, okay, you've been living in Colombia for 5.5 years. Have you ever been affiliated with the Communist Party in Colombia, the FARC? The embassy doesn't know. They don't take anybody's word for anything. You got to have evidence. So that's the reason I think they asked for Karina's Interpol. So we got it. It said, no, Karina's never been a member of the Communist Party, never. She disavowed the Communist Party. She disavowed Maduro. She disavowed the politics of Venezuela because she's a conservative. She's a free person. That's why she moved to Colombia. She gave the Venezuelan government. She gave the Venezuelan government her salute of whichever finger you guys want to think about. So she's good. And she told Maduro where to stick it. Okay. And her whole family came to Colombia. They all had the same feeling about him. And her mom and dad still live in Venezuela. So we got to be careful, what we say. We don't want her mom suddenly disappearing off the planet. And Jody, I'll help you with the adjustment of status, okay? So Francois, I recommend getting the Interpol police certificate and the regular police certificate from Morocco and from Abu Dhabi. So you need 3, Morocco, Abu Dhabi, and the Interpol in Abu Dhabi. I would recommend it. But I would also call the embassy up and say, hey, do I need it? Now, you might get one immigration officer say, no, you don't need it. And then you might get another immigration officer say, yeah, you do need it. So I would say, get it. Okay? So come on, guys, throw some questions at me. Keep me off. See if you can catch me on my toes here. See if you can give me a question that I can't answer. Jody Fairfield, thank you. Appreciate you more than you know. Jody, we're good. We're going to help you, okay? Karina, is from Caracas, Venezuela, but she lived in the mountains. So she spent a lot of time in the mountains of Venezuela, and she has a house in Venezuela. She has a house in Venezuela, but she couldn't stand living under a communist dictatorship. So she gave her house to her mom, and now her uncle lives in it. Okay, she abandoned her house. Her bank account was decimated by inflation. The Venezuelan bolivar is worthless. It's worthless. Venezuelans, there's a Venezuelan in central Bogota who's got about $2 million worth of Venezuelan bolivars. I mean, the guy was a millionaire in Venezuela, but the communists destroyed his entire life. So he moved to Colombia, and now he sells Venezuelan bolivar origami design. He makes little horses and seahorses out of Venezuelan bolivars and sells them. Anyway, that's what's going on with him. Abdelaif Taxasati. Hi, Diego. I hope you spelled my name correctly. There's no way. Abdelatif, there is no way I'm going to pronounce your name properly. I can't do it. I hope you spelled my name. Anyway, my passport with an old address and my documents like court records, and I filled out the DS-160 with my new address. That's okay. You can do that. The DS-160 is the final form that you fill out to request the K-1 visa. If you come to America on a tourist visa, guess what you're going to fill out? A DS-160 and an I-134, Declaration of Financial Support. If you are coming to the United States on a K-1 visa, guess what you fill out? DS-160 and an I-134. Well, your sponsor does. The difference between a tourist visa and the K-1 visa is that on a K-1 visa, the sponsor fills out the Declaration of Financial Support. You don't touch it. The beneficiary doesn't touch it. On a tourist visa, the tourist fills out the I-134 and the DS-160. So yeah, Abdelatif Takasati. Man, if you get pulled over in the United States for speeding and that name is on your driver's license, the cop is going to probably let you go because he doesn't want to do the paperwork. I mean, your name is hard to say, man, but I love it. Jody Fairfield, crazy, isn't it? Communism. It's horrible. It's horrible. Nicaragua went communist. Daniel Ortega, that little tin hat dictator down there. Let me see. Miss Nicaragua, she won what? Miss Universe? Miss Nicaragua, she won Miss Universe. And that communist little whatever you want to call him in Nicaragua wouldn't let her assistant back into Nicaragua because he accused her of treason against Nicaragua. He's a little communist. You know, they're evil, nasty maggots. Just my opinion. Now, if you're a communist, you know, if you're offended, oh well, I'm sorry. That's my opinion. I'm not, you know, it's not hate. I don't hate you guys. I just don't agree with your politics. They suck. Americans, people, not just Americans, people in the world globally want to be free. They don't want the government telling them what to do. You got to have laws in place, you know, the police, the sheriff, Interpol, you got to have laws, okay? You got to have law and order. But communist countries, they go above and beyond. They want to tell you, you know, what you can eat, where you can sleep, what your hair can, you know, in North Korea, you got to have your hair cut a special way. Okay, there's only like 20 different styles you can use. And if you get your hair cut the same as the president of North Korea, that little communist dictator, you can be executed. Poof! No way. Let's see what we got here. Back to K1 visas. Kmar 1, Diego, what we got to do after we arrive in America? You got to get married. Kmar 1. What do you do when you get to America? The first thing you do is you're going to get married. Well, the first thing you're going to do is rest. Just take a long siesta and sleep. And then get up and get married. Get your wedding done. And then you apply for the green card. Let me see. Abdelatif. Would it make it a problem? My required documents like my birth certificate also with my old address. No, you're good. Isabel, my son's fiance is born and raised Caribbean Islander, San Andres. Okay. Okay, that place is too dang hot for my blood. Florida's hot enough. Florida, last summer, I was like dying. And then my air conditioner, my capacitor or something went wrong with my air conditioner. And I was like, man, you know, woof. It was hot. It took me forever to get an appointment for an AC guy to come out and fix it. So I was doing the live streams and I was doing video. I was doing live streams and I was like pouring in sweat. Sophia's Gym. Good evening, Diego. I plan on traveling with my fiance to the United States. Well, we hope so. So when entering with your fiance, do you stay together in line while entering? No, you stay together. Here's what you do. Sophia's Gym. Listen closely. Now, I made a video about this. I made a video about how to enter America. Look through all the videos and you will find the video on entering the United States at a Border Patrol entry point. Your American citizen sponsor is going to hold your hand or you're going to put your arm through his arm, okay, and you're going to go into the U.S. citizen line. You guys are going to be together. Now, you're not a U.S. citizen. You don't even have a green card. You are basically like neutral territory. But you're going to hold your sponsor's hand. You're going to get in the U.S. citizenship line for immigration. Then your sponsor will go up to the check-in window and say, here's my U.S. passport. And then he's going to introduce the Border Patrol officer to you. And he's going to say, this is my K1 visa fiance. Here is her passport. And then the Border Patrol officer will get on his phone and call for you to have a interview for your beneficiary in an office, and you guys stay together. You got it? Sophies, Jim, did you get it? Abdelatalif, answer me. I just answered you. Mackenzie Owens, is 3 months worth of bank statements and pay stubs good for 2023 income? You got to have 12 months worth of bank statements. Immigration want to see how much money did you make in 1 year, not in 3 months. 12 months worth of bank statements and 3 months worth of pay stubs. Mona Bless, Diego, do you know how long spousal visa is taking? My friend has been waiting 18 months. It's taking between 18 to 24 months for a spousal visa. Miguel, is it recommended to travel together to the U.S.? Miguel, I'm here in Bogota, Colombia, and I hope my tourist visa doesn't expire before Karina gets her K1 visa. But I'm going to fly to Miami from Bogota together, okay, with our cat Tokyo. So our cat's going to be like in a cat bag right here, and I'm going to be carrying all the suitcases, and we're going to be traveling together. Diego, bro, I asked you a question before the one you answered. What was the question? Let me see. Maybe there was a commercial thing running. You asked me, is it a problem to use your old address? I already said no, it's not. Use the new address. On the DS-160, you use your new address. If you moved in the middle of a K-1 visa process, you update your address on the DS-160, on the I-134, okay? You can move, you can change jobs. I changed jobs when I was in the middle of this K-1 visa. Halfway through it, I changed jobs. I went from land surveyor to real estate. When I filled out the I-134, I put on there, I was a real estate agent. When I filled out the I-134, when I submitted with the K-1 visa in April 2022, I put I was a land surveyor. Immigration couldn't care less where I worked as long as the income's good. Jody Fairfield, Isabel was amazed at how great she was treated in Miami when she arrived from Colombia. Yeah, Miami's great. They treat you good. She had a wonderful experience through immigration at Miami. Yeah, Miami is like, Miami's half Cuban and a quarter Venezuelan. Cubans, they can't stand living in communist Cuba, so they all migrated to Miami. Venezuelans can't stand living in communist Venezuela. They migrated to Miami. And when Trump was president, he gave them all immunity. Okay, so Miami's pretty much Cuban Venezuelan. So when Karina gets to Miami, everybody in the airport speaks Spanish. Everything's in Spanish and English. So she's not going to feel like a fish out of water, and she's going to get treated good. Sophia's Jim, thank you. Sophia's, you go through the U.S. You go through the U.S. citizenship line with your sponsor. Okay, when you land in America. Francois, Diego, I had to step away for a few minutes. I missed your answer to my question. I'm sorry. Well, ask me the question again, because I have trouble going up and down on this feed. Karina knows how to do it. She's not here. She's looking at Christmas lights. Jody to Miguel, Miguel to Jody, Jody to Miguel. So everybody's doing good, okay? The K-1 visa process, guys, isn't that hard. The paperwork's pretty easy, but it just takes a lot of attention to detail. Filling out a K-1 visa package is easy. It's not hard, but you just got to know what the rules are, okay? What are the rules for a K-1 visa package? What are the rules? Meet each other face-to-face within 2 years. I recommend meeting each other at least twice, If you have been married in the past before, make sure you have finalized divorce decrees, not magistrate copies, not emailed copies from the courthouse. None of that's not going to work. If you are a divorcee, you got to have a finalized certified copy of your divorce decree, original, signed and dated by the clerk of the court. And you give that to your beneficiary for the visa interview. And that's every country in the world. Every embassy is going to want to see that. What else you got to have for a K-1 visa to be qualified? Don't have a criminal record. That's a felony. Like if you're a sponsor and you've been prosecuted for beating up women or abusing kids, the chances of you getting a K-1 visa is zero. You ain't going to get it. Now, if you were, if you had 45 speeding tickets and you missed and you didn't pay for one of them, that's a problem, but it's not going to deny you a K-1 visa. So there's a lot of things you got to do to qualify for the benefit. You got to meet income requirements. Now, on the immigration requirement for income is 100% of the minimum federal income requirements for the embassy, and 125% for the green card, right? My recommendation is you got to make at least $4,000 to $5,000 above 125% to qualify. If you don't, you're going to get an RFE. You're going to require a joint sponsor. I'm seeing lots and lots of people who make sufficient income, $2,000 or $3,000 above the minimum, getting told they need a joint sponsor. Let's see here. Camille 1, can I apply for Social Security number before marriage? You can do that, but the Social Security number, the card is going to come in. It's going to get mailed to you with your beneficiary's maiden name. Okay. Then if she marries you and she takes your name, then you're going to have to reapply to get the name changed on the Social Security card. Jody Fairfield, have a great evening, everyone. Tell Karina we said hello. I'll tell Karina, Jody, that you stopped by. She's probably eating empanadas and watching Christmas lights. She said she'll be a couple of hours. I said, okay, if you're going to be a couple of hours in Bogota, I'm not going downtown Bogota. There's no way. I'm not going to do it. So I did a live stream for you guys. And I hope you guys learned something new from this live stream. I'm thirsty. I got Coca-Cola, guys. Can't get Mountain Dew in Colombia. There's no Mountain Dew. I got a fridge full in Florida. If you need help adjusting the status, doing the paperwork for adjustment of status, I'll answer your question. If you need help with the K-1 visa, if you don't even know how to start, I'll help you. It's not hard. A lot of people, they pay $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 to an immigration attorney to process their K-1 visa. The immigration attorney, I'm not saying they do a good job. I'm not saying they do a bad job. But if you hire an immigration attorney to do this very easy process, number one, you lost about $4,000. Number two, immigration will no longer talk to you. They will only talk to your attorney because you have given complete control of your K-1 visa or adjustment of status or whatever to the attorney. So let's suppose you file a K-1 visa, but let's suppose your attorney files the K-1 visa and you get an RFE, a request for further evidence. The immigration attorney forgot to include your divorce decree. The immigration attorney forgot to do this, forgot to do that, forgot to do this. Immigration is going to contact the immigration attorney and say, hey, where's this form? Where's this divorce decree? You got to hope, you better pray that your immigration attorney keeps you in the loop. Let's suppose the immigration attorney's on vacation and the RFE goes to his office and the secretary gets it and throws it into a pigeonhole. Oh, he's on vacation. He'll be back in 2 weeks. He went to the mountains of wherever. What if there's a timestamp on that RFE for 8 days and your immigration attorney doesn't respond to it for 2 weeks? You're in trouble. There's a big problem there. Now, my recommendation is you take control of your K-1 visa process yourself, Mr. Sponsor, Ms. Sponsor. You take control. Don't pass it off to an immigration attorney unless you absolutely are so lazy, you are so absolutely bone lazy, you don't feel like learning how to do the process. Or you just don't know how to do it. But I'll teach you how to do it right here. No cost. Francois Livingston. Okay, here I go. Do you recommend requesting yeah. Francois, get the Interpol certificate in Dubai for Dubai. Get the police certificate in Dubai for Dubai. and get the police certificate for Morocco. But what I would do, Francois, is I would call the embassy in Dubai. Where is it? Abu Dhabi? In Abu Dhabi, and say, hey, do I need an Interpol police certificate? Ask them. Ask them the question. Now, it's a roulette game. You're like throwing the dice. One immigration officer might say, no, you don't need it. And then another immigration officer might say, yeah, you do need it. So what are you going to do? Go ahead and get it. Go ahead and get it. So that way you got it covered just in case. Samba Silla, hi Diego. If I move before applying for adjustment of status, is there a form to update the address? Or should I put a new address on the adjustment of status form? Number one, do not move if you apply, if you're filling out adjustment of status form, okay, and you decide to move. What if your green card gets lost? What if you move and the post office doesn't forward the mail? What if it gets lost? There's a form you can fill out to update your address if you move in the middle of a green card process or a K-1 visa process. But here's my advice. Do not move until that green card is in your beneficiary's hand and she can see it and she can look it up. Oh, look at, then move. Why don't risk that green card getting lost or not getting forwarded to the new address? Don't risk it. Don't do it. Okay, so you update the new address with immigration. You know, what are the chances that immigration is going to not use the old address? It's a high risk. It's a roulette game. Boom. Don't move. You know, Karina, she may not like Florida. It's a hot place. I mean, it's like a sweltering hot place in the summer. She may not like it in Florida. If she doesn't like it in Florida, we ain't going to stay there. But we're not going to make any decisions on moving anywhere until she has her green card in her hand. Let me see. Let me see. Lots of questions here. Samber, don't move. Javo, hello, Diego and Karina. RNO. Your NO is what? Samber, I have not moved yet. I want to move before applying for the adjustment of status. No, don't. Do not move. Suck it up. If you don't like where you're at, just hang in there. Get the green card in the hand, then get out of the place you live. Francois, thank you. No problem, Francois. We're here for you. Samba, but my sibling will be living in the old address. Okay, then use the old address for your application so you don't mess up the paperwork, so immigration doesn't get confused. Immigration don't like changes in the midstream of a process. If you move, they don't like it. They don't like it, okay? Use the old address. Then your sibling can get the green card, give it to you when it arrives. Then you can update your address with immigration, okay? But get that green card first. Don't wait till it gets lost somewhere. Javo, our NOA 1 date is November 10th, 2022. Great. USCIS skipped our entire week of applications. I tried to get the congressman to help, but final response was we have to wait. That's right, Javo. That's right. Immigration don't jump lines. There's no such thing as an order of preference. Range numbers and all that other stuff. Okay, people are on Facebook groups, in Facebooks, saying, oh, they skipped my range number. Immigration couldn't give a monkey's whatever about range numbers. They don't process K-1 visas in order of precedence. They process K-1 visas, easy, hard, deny. Easy process, hard process, deny process. You don't want to be in the deny group. That's all you got to worry about. And then because you feel like you got skipped, you didn't. Immigration didn't skip you. They didn't jump you. They didn't put you ahead or behind of anybody else. They just process visas. Easy, hard, deny. Your congressman's not going to help you unless you've been waiting for 2 years and you haven't heard from immigration. If you haven't heard from immigration for 2 years, then your congressman will jump right in there. But if you're just in the normal processing wait time like everybody else, your congressman's going to tell you, wait like everybody else. I'm friends with a lot of people in DC, guys. I mean, I'm friends with lots of people in Washington, congressmen and senators. I'm not saying that because I'm important. I'm not. But I just know people. Not one time did I ever use my affiliation with Washington to try to jump the line. I waited like you guys. I could have made a call to Washington and said, hey, please call the embassy and get this thing done and processed. I'm sick of waiting. I didn't do that. I could have, but I wouldn't do it. Just like you, I waited and waited and waited and waited. Okay? Just wait your turn. Everybody's in a big hurry. You got to relax, guys. You got to be like kick back. You're in a big dinghy going down the Colorado River, looking at the scenery, waiting your turn. Just wait your turn, guys. Francois, let me see, Javo. So you're wasting your time calling your congressman if you're still early in the process. You cannot inquire till July 2024. So that's right. You gotta wait, Javo. I'm sorry, man. I've been here almost 2 years waiting. Samba, thank you, Diego, no problem. And Zola Molina. Hello, Diego. What's going on, Zola? Now, where's all of our old crew? We got where's all our old crew? Jacob Myers. Where's Jacob at? He's in Colorado, and his fiancee's in Manila, Philippines, and they had to get a Sputin test, and he's waiting for a Sputin test. That'll get done. Okay, guys, I've been talking for an hour, but she's not going to get home probably for another 2 hours. So I'm just going to chat for another 30 minutes and keep you guys company. You can see I got all this fruit. I got whatever these are. I don't know what they are. They're not bananas. They're something else. Plantains, I think. And then we got this onion thing over here. And this is Zenoora, which is carrots. And then pineapple right here. And Karina, we were going to buy 2 pineapples because I like this pina colada juice. And Karina said, well, I could buy 2, but I might get my passport tomorrow. And then we got all this food in the house. Then what do we do? So exactly. So we're just buying a little bit at a time, paso. And then Karina will get her Venezuelan passport with her K1 visa put in it. And then we're going to give away whatever we got, all this furniture we got, give it away to her brothers and family. And then we're out of here. We're going to fly from Bogota, El Dorado, to Miami International. And in Miami, I'm going to do one of 2 things. I'm probably going to rent a car if I can get a car. Otherwise, I'll just buy another plane ticket from Miami to Pensacola. But I'd rather rent a car. The cat, I'm sure, would rather be in a car than in another plane after flying for 4 hours from Bogota. So, what questions have you got for me? Do you have questions on the I-134? There's a new form that just came out. The new I-134, new edition. Use that form. Do you have questions on whatever? Let's see. Francois, Artur. Hello, Mr. Diego. Artur, our friend from Algeria. Artur, where have you been hiding? Where have you been? Did you go on a retreat out in the desert in Algeria? What did you do? Where have you been? Francois, you're right. Where's the old gang? The old gang, well, we got, let me see. Brian and Jacqueline, they got their K1 visa. Jacqueline got her visa approved. So she's probably in the United States right now. So they're done. They got their visa. They're in America getting married and all that. Pete B, he got his fiance was from Manila, Philippines. He got his fiance to America. He hung out on the channel for about a year, and now he's married. So he's busy being married. So he's good. So there's probably no reason for him to be on the channel. He got everything done that he needed to get done. But he kept me in Mountain Dew. He would send these little super chats he'd send me super chats for Mountain Dew when I was back in Florida. There's no Mountain Dew here. Artur, I'm in New Mexico. Oh, okay. So your beneficiary is in Algeria, right? Artur is in New Mexico and you've been busy. That's okay. You're good. I got a little bit of Coca-Cola left. New Mexico is a beautiful state. I lived in, you're Algerian living in New Mexico. Well, that's cool. I lived in Albuquerque, New Mexico for 4 years when I was in the Navy. Don't ask me what I was doing in Albuquerque for 4 years in the Navy, but that's where I was at. So Artur, let me see. I came to New Mexico on October 3rd. Okay, so you are Algerian that went through the K1 visa process with us. You were on the channel for a long time and you got your visa approved in Algeria. Was it in Tunis? The embassy in Tunis? And you came to New Mexico. So you should be, let me see, you came to New Mexico on October 3rd. Now remember, Artur, you have got 90 days to get married. You got 90 days. If you don't get married in 90 days, you're going to have a big problem. So you're in New Mexico. Get married. Are you married? You got married. Well, congratulations. Now get your green card processed. Do your adjustment of status. Apply for your green card. Get it done. Make sure your name is on everything. So you got married on the 27th of November. Okay. So you got to the United States on, let me see, October 3rd. So you got October, November. So you got till January 1st to get all this done. Yeah, you got married in the courthouse. Yeah, I think you asked me if it was okay to do that. And I said, go ahead. Now, Artur, you got to get your green card processed, okay? Get it done within 90 days. If you apply for the green card within 90 days, you will get your green card a lot quicker than if you wait past 90 days. All right, very good. Everything's on track for Artur. You're good. So you're good. Now we are confused about the sponsor. How do you mean you're confused about the sponsor? Your sponsor is the person you got married to. The beneficiary is you. What do you mean, which form do you give to who? You got to be more specific. Are you trying to fill out the paperwork for your green card and you do not know what forms to fill out? Is that the question? The petitioner quit the job. Okay? So if your petitioner doesn't have a job, you ain't going to get the green card unless you have a joint sponsor. You need a joint sponsor. Don't file for the green card if your petitioner quit the job. If you don't have a job, immigration wants to know where you work. How much money do you make? Show me 12 months worth of bank statements. Show me 3 or 4 months worth of pay stubs. Got to have a job. If you don't have a job, Mr. Sponsor, Mr. Petitioner, Ms. Petitioner, you got to have a joint sponsor. You have a joint sponsor, so you're good. So let me answer your question. The joint sponsor is going to fill out the form I-864, Affidavit of Support. What form for the joint sponsor should we submit? I knew you were going to ask me that, and I already know the answer before you asked me the question. And the answer is, the joint sponsor fills out USCIS form I-864. The joint sponsor includes the 2022 tax return. And then on the I-864, you have to put in how much money was made in 2021 and 2022. On the I-864, you got to tell immigration 3 years worth of income. On the I-134, it's only 1 year. But on the I-864, your joint sponsor must include last tax return, 12 months worth of bank statements, 3-4 months worth of pay stubs, a letter from the boss saying this is where I work. If you don't include that, you're going to get an RFE requesting that information. I've seen that happen twice, okay? A person had a joint sponsor, no problem, filed for the green card, and all they included was the tax return. They didn't include the W-2. They didn't include the 12 months worth of bank statements. They didn't include the pay stubs. They didn't include the letter from the boss. This is how much I make. This is where I work. You gotta prove all that. So the joint sponsor submits Form I-864 with all that other financial information included. Okay, you got it? Archer, I have the one I submitted when I had my interview. I'm talking about the tax return. Archer, you don't have a tax return. You have, okay, you are the beneficiary. You've never worked in the United States, so you don't have a tax return. How can you submit your tax return? You don't have it. Let me repeat. Your joint sponsor must submit with the K-1 visa, with the green card package, the last tax return, 12 months worth of bank statements, W-2, and a letter from the boss, and 3 or 4 months worth of pay stubs. You got it? That's it. That's what the joint sponsor has to give to you, and that's what you have to mail to immigration. And if you're in New Mexico, you're going to file for your green card probably in Phoenix, Arizona. That's probably where you're going to mail the green card. And that's like Karina just sent me a message on the WhatsApp. She said, when the show starts, she wrote this in English. She must have used a translator. She said, when the Christmas lights show starts, she's going to send me a message. So the Christmas lights in Central Bogota, the show hasn't started yet. So she's in Central Bogota, probably eating dinner with her friends. Archer, do you understand how to do this adjustment of status with a joint sponsor? Do you understand? And she sent me another message. Oh, she sent a photo. I'm not going to look at it because I'm with you guys. Archer, do you understand? You asked me can I submit that? Do I need a new one? Can you submit what? Let me tell you one more time, Archer M. This is what you need. This is what you need to submit for your green card application with a joint sponsor. 2022 tax return, the W-2, 12 months worth of bank statements, 4 months, 5 months worth of pay stubs, a letter from the boss saying this is how much money my joint sponsor makes. You put all that in some document protectors. Don't staple anything. Don't put clips, or just put them in document protectors and send it with your application for your green card, and you will qualify financially. You got it? Archer, I've answered your question. And which part of New Mexico? Where did you move to in New Mexico? Thank you. You're welcome, Archer. Where in New Mexico are you? Albuquerque, Roswell, Albuquerque. Okay, Albuquerque is a big city. Probably the busiest road is Central Avenue. Central Avenue's got some really good restaurants. So if you go check out the restaurants, have your sponsor take you to some restaurants, good Mexican restaurants on Central Avenue in Albuquerque, near the University of New Mexico. It's good food. Angieka. Now, Angieka is from South Africa. Now, Angieka, she said she made it again to the live stream. Now, it's probably what? I don't know. What time is it in South Africa? Probably about what? Midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Archer M, yes, it is good food. Okay, Archer, you went to Central Avenue in Albuquerque and checked out some of those Mexican restaurants. They're good. There's some really good food there. And the green chili, go to a Blake's Lotta Burger and eat some of their green chili burgers. They're good too. Angieka, 1:40 in the morning. Woof. Okay, Angieka. On Sunday, I'll do a live stream for people in Africa and South Africa. Let's say 9 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. That means it will be probably about lunchtime, about dinner time in South Africa. Archer, I've been everywhere. You've been everywhere. Archer, you've been everywhere in Albuquerque. Where have you been in Albuquerque? Where have you been? Tell me where you went. Did you go up into the Sandia Mountains in the cable car? The Sandia? Have you been up in the Sandia Mountains? Now you need to take that ride in the cable car, Archer. Go to I think it's like northern Albuquerque. No, you didn't do that. So you haven't been everywhere. You haven't been everywhere. So I got you. Go to the cable car ride. Take a cable car ride up into the Sandia Mountains. Are you talking about food? Well, food is my favorite subject. Okay, Mexican food, Thai food, Philippine food, Indian food, English food. It's all my favorite. Okay, English roast dinner, Thai curry, Indian curry, Philippine. What do they call it? Oh man, where's Pete B when I need him? They make these spring rolls in the Philippines. I can't remember what they're called, but they're fantastic. Okay, come on, guys. Give me questions for K1 visas, spousal visas. Tell me what's bothering. What's your block right now? What is blocking you? 66. Should I print the email the embassy sent me? Well, the embassy is going to send you a bunch of emails. Which email are you talking about? Are you talking about the packet 3, packet 4 email? The instruction email? Yes. You must print that. I asked the question above. 66 asked the question. I saw it. What should I print the email the embassy sent me? Well, what email? I mean, they send you the packet 3, packet 4 email. They might send you other information, email information. Whatever the embassy sends you, whatever emails you get from the U.S. Embassy or the U.S. Consulate, you need to print them and keep them. Question before Archer. Okay, 66. Well, let me go back up and see. Well, I won't page up. Karina knows how to do this. I don't know how to make it page back up. Ask me the question again, 66, and I apologize. I didn't see it. Okay? But ask me the question again, and I'll answer it for you. Come on, I got all day. Karina's out there having a good time with the Christmas lights. Angieka, if a petition is denied at the interview stage, is there a recourse? No. You could hire an attorney to reopen the case. You could file a petition. It costs like $600 to reopen the case. But the embassy officer basically has total control of your fiance's future in his or her hands. If they deny the visa at the embassy, they will send it back to USCIS and they will close it out at USCIS and it's done. You could hire an immigration attorney to reopen the case, pay him a couple of grand. The immigration attorney will take your money. Immigration will say your case is denied. You're done. If you get your visa denied at a K1 visa interview in an embassy, my recommendation is just get married and file for a spousal visa. 66, should I print the email? Yeah, I said you should, yes. Hi, Diego, my petitioner hasn't received the embassy letter, but the embassy in France called me to ask for my email. Then they sent me the email with the instructions and my case number, 66. You got to print that. Your beneficiary needs that email to schedule the medical exam. Okay, you got it? 66. You're in Paris. You're going to Paris, France for your visa interview. You got to print that email and you got to use it. You got to bring it to the medical exam. When you schedule the medical exam, they're going to want to see that. Angieka, I haven't been denied. Angieka, you're not going to get denied your K1 visa. Your sponsor is qualified, right? Didn't you tell me he's made like 4 trips to see you? You guys have been in a relationship a long time. The relationship is strong. You got all this evidence. He's qualified financially. He's qualified, civilly. He included all this evidence of you guys being together. No, you got what? Don't even think that. Don't even think of a denial. Okay, you're good. You're going to be fine. Who gets denied a visa interview at the embassy? Who gets denied? Do you guys know? The immigration officer uncovers fraud. It's not real. It's a fake relationship. The sponsor didn't disclose that he or she is a felon, a convicted felon with no court documents. That's a denial. Uh, there's reasons. The sponsor doesn't make enough money. The sponsor's income's not enough, and he didn't get a joint sponsor. If you don't bring a joint sponsor to the embassy interview, you don't make enough money, you ain't going to get a visa. Okay? 6-6, my fiance is pregnant. Should I tell them at the interview? Immigration don't care if your beneficiary is pregnant. They don't care. It's irrelevant. It just means that you got to make more money to take care of your beautiful child. Congratulations on your future baby. But it's got absolutely nothing to do with anything other than the fact that you're going to be, a parent. You don't need a K2 visa if the child is born overseas. If the child is born in France, then you got to register the birth at the embassy in Paris, and then the child will get a U.S. passport. You don't need a visa for the child. But congratulations. You can tell that she's in the United States. That's fine. Baby's going to be an American. Right away, it's immigration. They don't care. They really don't care. It doesn't have to be brought up at the embassy interview. But when you file for the green card, then it's important, because then that shows your relationship is real. You got a new baby son or baby daughter, and if the child is born before you file for the green card, include the new birth certificate and include the christening or whatever it is you do, the birth announcements and all that. Include all that in the green card application. Angelica, really look at what? Angelica, you're good. Okay, you're good. Your visa's going to be fine. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna make dinner because Karina said she's gonna make dinner when she gets back from the Christmas light show. She's gonna cook dinner when she gets back. She probably thinks I'm gonna blow up the house with this stove here. Now in Florida, we have a gas stove, and I just turn a button and there's the gas, and I cook. Here, I got to make sure the gas is turned on over here. Then I got to turn the gas on right here using this thing, and then I got to get a lighter, and I got to hope I don't blow up the whole kitchen. So I don't touch the gas stove. So when Karina gets back from the light show, she's going to cook. I think she's cooking pasta, is what she told me. So that's good. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, look in your junk folder, 6-6. Angelica is correct. Fordang Nibelum. Hi, Diego. Is taking the 6-hour premarital course in order to present the certificate of completion to the embassy a good example of a wedding plan? Yeah, but usually when you have a premarital course, you guys have to be together, right? Well, you're in America and your beneficiary is in another country. How can you do a premarital course? How can you do it? I don't know, maybe I don't know what state you live in, but in Florida, you guys got to be together to do the premarital course. But it's good evidence. Sure, if you can do it, go ahead and do it. It's a good thing to do. It's 100% online. Okay, well then do it. Print it, include it. When you go to the embassy interview, you can present that as evidence as marriage plans. That's strong evidence right there. Strong. A lot of people are going to their visa interviews. Like there was one person, she got a 221G for something, and then they emailed her and said, I need more evidence of your relationship. Wedding plans is evidence of the relationship. And she said, what do I do? I said, well, you got to get all your chats from WhatsApp or Messenger, print them the last 3 or 4 months. Did your sponsor come visit you in your home country? Did he visit Peru and come see you in the last 3 or 4 months? That's evidence of your relationship. If let's suppose an immigration asked Karina evidence of our relationship, more evidence. She's like, okay, I got 10 months worth of receipts that he lived with me or 11 months. He lived with me for 5 months, and he's been in Colombia with me for the last 6 weeks. Let me see. Teja Sweeney Mumadi. Hi, Diego. My fiance is in the United States. That's fantastic. Fantastic. We're glad for you. 6-6. How long did Karina interview last? It was about 10 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes. They asked her 11 questions. They asked her questions. They asked, like, where was I born? Where was I raised? They asked her, have you ever been to the United States before? Have you ever applied for a tourist visa before? Have you ever lived in any other countries besides Venezuela and Colombia? They asked her, if I've ever been to prison? Which is a stupid question because I had my FBI report right there hanging next to him on the computer, which shows I had got a speeding ticket in Santa Fe, New Mexico 22 years ago. That's it. They asked her, what's my brother's name? They asked Karina, where do you live? Where are you going to live in the United States? And she rattled off her home address. This is the number. This is the street in Santa Rosa County, Florida. And this is the zip code. She's like, woo, you know the zip code too. Wow. They asked her, do I have a brother? She said, yeah, he's got a brother. Well, what's his name? This is his name. Okay. I mean, it was 11 questions, 10 minutes. Tesha Sweeney. Oh, wait a second. I don't want to miss Fordang Nibalum. Courts recommended it and actually gave you a discount for the marriage license if you present a certificate of completion of premarital course. Yeah, it's a good idea. If you get a discount on the marriage license, on the marriage certificate, you know, in Florida it's the same way. You know, if I do it's a 4-hour premarital course. If I do the 4-hour premarital course with Karina, I can get married that day instead of waiting 3 days. Tesha Sweeney, so much stress is gone. I am happy. Tesha Sweeney, you've been hanging out with us, Karina and I, for what? A year? And we have basically guided you through this entire process. And I promised you, if you qualify for the benefit, you're going to get your beneficiary to the United States. You're going to get married, and everything's going to be peachy cream, right? Right? Tesha Sweeney, you get the last word. Congratulations! I'm glad you got your beneficiary here. Ngieka in South Africa. I'm going to do a live stream Sunday morning, like about 10 in the morning, assuming that there's no noise from the traffic and the stores here. We're in a big city. I'll do a live stream for everybody in Africa early on Sunday, so you guys can check out the questions without having to worry about being up at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to hang out. I'm just going to hang out here at the house, wait for Karina to get back from the light show, and I will see you. What day is it today? I don't even know. Today is what? Friday? So the next live stream is tomorrow, Saturday at 7 p.m. We'll see you guys tomorrow.